my mother, but she has guests this afternoon. Who wants her? Oh, wait just a minute. Hang on, just a minute.
Of course, I'm sure.
Mother, why can't we live like other people?
Myrtle May, must I remind you, Elwood is not living with us. We are living with him.
Living with him and Harvey. Did grandmother know about Harvey?
I've wondered about that. She never wrote me if she did.
Why did she have to leave all her property to Uncle Elwood?
I suppose it was because she died in his arms. People are sentimental about things like that.
You always say that, but it doesn't make sense. She couldn't make out her will after she died, could she?
Don't be deductive, Myrtle May! It's not becoming in a young girl.
Hello? Oh, I'm afraid you have the wrong number, but how are you anyway? This is Elwood P. Dowd speaking. All do? Why, thank you. And what is your name, my dear? Miss Elsie Greenwald? Harvey, it's a Miss Elsie Greenwald. How are you today, Miss Greenwald? Oh, that's fine. Yes, I belong to several clubs already. Let's see, the University Club, the Country Club, and the Pinochle Club at the 4th Avenue Firehouse. I spend a great deal of my time there or over at Eddie's Bar or down at Charlie's place. What is your club, my dear? Harvey, I get the Ladies' Home Journal, the Good Housekeeping for Women, and the Open Road for Boys for 2 years for just $6.25. It sounds great to me. I'll join. How does it sound to you, Harvey? It sounds good to Harvey, too. He'll join. Yes, 2 subscriptions. I mail everything to this address. My dear, I do hope I get a chance to meet you sometime. Harvey, she wants to meet me, too. When would you like to meet me? Well, why not right now? My sister seems to be having a few friends in, and we would be honored if you would come join us. Oh yes, my sister will be delighted. 343 Temple Drive. All right, I hope to see you in a very few minutes. Goodbye, my dear. She says she'll be right over. Do you think we should freshen up a bit? So do I. No one who had ever seen Catherine Morland in her infancy would have supposed her.
While I wait, I sure could use a sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Certainly. If you'll forgive me, I'll proceed you into the kitchen.
Yes, sir. You're all right, Myrtle.
What?
Dr. Chumley noticed it right away. You don't miss a trick. Tell you something else, Myrtle.
What?
You not only got a nice build, but kid, you got something else.
What?
You got the screwiest uncle that ever stuck his puff inside of house.
Hello, Chumley's Rest? Is Dr. Chumley there? Oh, it's Mrs. Chumley. How are you this evening? Tell me, were you able to find Harvey? No? Oh, don't worry about it. I'll find him. Yes, I'm sorry to have missed you at Dr. McClure's cocktail party. The people there were all very nice, and I was able to leave quite a few of my cards. Yes, I waited until you telephoned and said you couldn't come because of an escaped patient. Where am I? I'm here, but I must be going. I must find Harvey. Yes. My regards to you and anyone else you happen to run into. Goodbye, Mrs. Chumley. Goodbye.
We're going to no place. Now, I'm asking you a question, and if you don't button up your lip and give me some straight answers, I'm gonna beat it out of you.
What you suggest is impossible.
What's that?
You suggest that I button up my lip and give you some straight answers. It can't be done.
Well, let me handle this, Wilson.
Then handle it, but find out where the doctor is.
You did see Dr. Chumley at Charlie's place, you say?
Yes. He had asked for me, so naturally the proprietor brought him over to my table and left him. We exchanged conventional greetings. I said, "How do you do, Dr. Chumley?" And he said, "How do you do, Mr. Dowd?" I believe we said that at least once.
Go on.
I am trying to be factual. I then introduced him to Harvey.
To who?
White rabbit, 6 feet tall.
6 feet.
6 feet 1.5.
Oh.
Go on, Dowd.
Dr. Chumley then sat down with us. I was seated on the outside of the bench, like this. Harvey was on the inside near the wall, and Dr. Chumley was seated across from Harvey where he could look at him.
That's right, spend all night on the seating arrangement.
Well, Harvey then suggested to me that I buy him a drink, and knowing that Harvey does not like to drink alone, I suggested to Dr. Chumley that we join him.
And so?
We joined him.
Go on, go on.
We joined him again.
Then what?
We kept right on joining
Skip all
him.
the joining!
You are asking me to skip a very large portion of the evening.
Okay, tell us what happened to the doctor. Please?
Harvey and the doctor then got into an argument. Quietly at first. Later it became rather heated and Dr. Chumley raised his voice.
Why?
Harvey seemed to feel that Dr. Chumley should assume part of the financial responsibility of the joining. Dr. Chumley didn't seem to want to do that.
I can believe that part.
Let him go.
Yes,
You see how far he'll go. This guy's got guts.
I agreed to take all of it because I did not want any trouble. Harvey and I go down to Charlie's quite often. The proprietor is a nice man with an interesting take on life. Then the other matter came up.
Cut the damn double talk and get on with it.
Mr. Wilson, you are a sincere type of man, but I must ask you to not use that type of language in the presence of a lovely young lady like Miss Kelly.
You're right, Dowd. And we're sorry. You say the other matter came up?
Yes. There was a beautiful blonde woman, a Mrs. Smethville, seated in the booth across from us with her escort. Dr. Chumley went over to introduce himself, explaining that they had once met in Chicago. Her escort escorted Dr. Chumley back to our booth and suggested to him that he mind his own affairs. Does he have any?
Yeah, I mean what?
Does he have any affairs?
How would I know?
Please hurry, Mr. Dowd. We're all so worried about the doctor.
Dr. Chumley then suggested to Harvey that they head over to Bessie's barn dance, but Harvey wanted to go to Eddie's instead. So while they were arguing about it, I went to the barn to order another drink, and when I came back, they were gone.
Where did they go? I mean, where did the doctor go?
I don't know. I had a date out here with Miss Kelly and Dr. Sanderson, so I came out here to pick them up. I was hoping that later on we might run into them and make a party out of it.
Okay, are you satisfied? You got a story? Okay, you're lying and we know it.
I never lie, Mr. Wilson.
You've done something with the doctor and I'm finding out what it is.
Don't touch him, Wilson.
Maybe he isn't lying, Wilson.
That's all this guy is, a bunch of lies. You don't believe the story he's telling about the doctor going to and talking to some big white rabbit, do you?
Maybe Dr. Chumley did go to Charlie's place.
And saw a big white rabbit, I suppose.
And why not? Harvey was there. But at first, Dr. Chumley seemed a little frightened of Harvey, but that gave way to admiration as the evening wore on.
Now then. My client, the plaintiff, Miss Beetlewees Simmons, swears under oath that on the night of November 2nd, while standing in the kitchen of her home, she heard her name called. She turned and looked over and saw a big white rabbit. Resenting the intrusion, she made certain remarks and drove him from the room. He went.
What did she say to him?
She was emphatic the remarks are not important.
I want to know what she said to get this creature out of her sentence. I mean house.
I'd hate to have you tell him, Judge, it's not a bit like Mother.
Quit stalling. Let's hear it.
She turned, looked him in the eyes, and exclaimed in the heat of anger, "To hell with you!"
To hell with you! She left.
Yes, he left, but that's besides the point. The point is it perjury or is it something we can cope with? I ask for your opinion.
I plan to leave. You want me to stay. Well, an element of conflict in any discussion is a good thing. It means everybody's taking part and nobody's left out. I like that. Oh, how did you get along with Harvey?
Shh!
Doctor, what are we going to do?
What?
What is your decision?
I must be alone with this man. Would you all please step into the other room? I'll have my diagnosis in a moment.
Do hurry, Doctor.
I will.
Oh no, Albert! You're not going anywhere. You're staying here.
Mr. Dowd, get you a chair. Let me get you a cigar. Is there anything else I can get you?
What did you have in mind?
Mr. Dowd, what kind of man are you? Where do you come from?
Didn't I give you one of my cards?
Where in the face of this tired old earth did you find a thing like him?
A Harvey the Puka.
Is it true that he has a function? That he
Gets advance notice? I'm happy to say it is. Harvey is versatile. Harvey can stop clocks.
What?
You've heard that expression, his face would stop a clock?
Yes, but why? To what purpose?
Harvey says that he can look at your clock and stop it. And you can go away as long as you like, with whomever you like, and go as far as you like. And when you come back, not 1 minute will tick by.
You mean that he actually...
Einstein has overcome time and space. Harvey has overcome not only time and space, but any objections.
And does he do this for you?
Oh, he's willing to at any time, but so far I've never been able to think of any place I'd rather be. I always have a wonderful time just where I am, whoever I'm with. I'm having a fine time right now with you, Doctor.
I know where I'd go.
Where?
I'd go to Akron.
Akron?
There's a cottage camp outside Akron, a grove of maple trees. Cool, green, beautiful.
My favorite tree.
I would go there with a pretty young woman, a strange woman, a quiet woman.
Under a tree?
I wouldn't want to know her name. I would just be